and welcome to episode 3 of my YouTube series Increase Your Research Impact. In this episode I'll explain why you should care about citation impact.
Second question, now we know what academic impact is, why should you care about it? Why should you care about having academic impact measured as citations? Well, my kind of basic question is, why on earth would you publish if nobody cites your work? If you don't publish, it's a bit like being mute. You're not talking. But if you publish and you're not cited, it's kind of a one-way conversation. You're talking, but nobody else is listening. Of course you can say, well, my research is read by students, it's read by managers, it's read by other academics, but they don't actually publish, so they don't cite my work. That might all be true, but I think as academics we should all aim to have at least some academic impact as well, and make sure that our research contributes to an academic discourse, which means that other people engage with that discourse and cite your work. So I think that's the kind of ground reason, more intrinsic reason, but there's also a slightly more extrinsic reason. Both government assessment, research assessments and academic promotions increasingly focus on citation impact. So maybe 10, 15 years ago, you would be asked like, okay, what have you published? These days it's also, well, did your research actually have an impact? And that's both academic impact and wider impact, but that is becoming increasingly important. So, more specifically, why would you want to know whether your work is cited? Well, again, as I said earlier, extrinsic reasons to prepare for your confirmation, for your promotion, for your yearly performance appraisal, but more importantly, to actually know who is building on your work. People who are actually citing your work, engaging with your work, might be future collaborators. These might be the people you want to get in touch with and say, wow, interestingly, you have cited my research, you're building on my research, I might want to do a project together with you. It's quite exciting to see other people citing your work and building on your work to move the field forward. It's also, to be frank, a bit of an ego boost to see that other people have read your work. Sometimes you put all this work into writing your articles and you know it's an academic paper. It's not like going to be read by 1 million people in the outside world. You have no idea whether other academics read your work, but then you see someone is citing it. So that is actually quite nice. And I must say that I was far more excited when I discovered the first citations to my work than the first publications, because after a while you think, okay, I've put my work out there, but what if nobody cares? So citations, I think, are important.
Do you want to know more about this? Then go to my website housing.com and look at the white paper that I've written, the 4 C's of getting cited. Just Google it and you'll find it. In the next episode we'll talk about maximizing the chances that your work gets noticed and cited. Hope you'll join me.